This is Jesse the Body Ventura. Well, I'll tell you what. Times have been tough, no doubt about it. Tough on all of us. But you know what? So be it. It's the season now to look, smile, and love each other. And there at the Workers Club, you're doing just that. The Workers Club. I love the name.
It's the Workers Club. And I think I'm sour, Larry's sour. I don't know how Gus is. I'm sure Gus is not sour. He's just
I'm
fine.
sick and tired.
He's sick and tired. Well, this is great.
Yeah, cancer's fun.
I'm just, you know what I think.
You don't have cancer and you're being a bitch.
I was going to say, you know what the real cancer is? People. Is that anything? Anybody agree with that?
That's heavy.
Thank you. Thank you. Do we have anything? Hulk Hogan ditched a meet and greet for his beer. Jimmy Hart was sent out to be like, look, you got to have the beer, folks. That's about it, really, in the news.
Why is he doing that? Shouldn't they have, like, a store person managing that? Not sending out, like, an 81-year-old man?
Maybe he is the manager at that particular location. Other than that, I mean, Dave got ripped on. We like to talk about Dave, but I mean, we don't have to talk about that. He didn't really make an error, but he kind of made an error. Gus, how do you feel about GCW hosting a WWE ID tournament?
Fine. Hope everyone has fun.
The Last Outlaws.
I'm gonna do a gimmick here. Will you allow me to do a gimmick?
Well, no, yeah, Larry, I will not be you and poo-poo everything. No, yeah, go to your heart's content. Okay, got music going. Yeah,
just hitting my Wolfpack pen, bro. That's all.
Oh, is that what happened? Oh, okay.
Did it play music?
Oh, sorry, was it not playing?
No, it was. I was hoping
we just figured the pen activated a sound when you smoke on it.
Yeah, like
that would be cooler. That would be cooler.
Oh man, that'd be the best.
I'd write to Kev.
Yeah, like listen, man.
I just want you to know I didn't take a picture and send it to Kev's Instagram so that he would repost it. I didn't do that.
Oh, is that what happens with that? People do that?
Yeah, except Kev, every Instagram story is twice because he's an old man.
Oh,
every single one, always.
How do you even pull that off? I mean, I could figure it out. Maybe.
Look, he's better than I am. I don't do Instagram. I have no idea what the stories are.
Yeah,
but he'll repost anybody buying his weed though. Like he'll send you love.
Well, that's just a mom and pop shop. He's trying to get the word out, a street team.
You know what I'm trying to find now, though?
Yeah.
Because I realized how fucking terrible they were. Sugar-free edibles. Have you searched for these, Gus, or no?
No, I don't give a shit. I just take the hit on them because I didn't even know that was an option, truth be told.
Does it have to be sugar in the edibles? Because, are you talking about like just baked goods?
No, the gummies.
Or gummies.
You know what I've been doing though? I've been getting the RSO. It's like this.
I looked into that. Yes.
So I've been doing that, and I've been actually I've been using about half the gummies I have been because what I've been doing is I've been putting the RSO on the edible. and that gets a nice kick. But you can do the RSO just straight up on. Well, I can put it on toast if you want to. Really, anything.
Okay, see, you have more information. Just 2 days ago, I was asking somebody what this stuff was, and they were not as educated.
Yeah, no.
You were telling me to smoke the oil.
Don't smoke the oil. Don't be one of those freaks. We've talked about this on this podcast. I think those guys are absolute freaks, Gus.
The dab rig people, I can't get into that. That's too much.
They're fucking taking it's refined to the nth degree, and they're like, and they're like, they're gone.
Nate, this is how hard he went so quickly. He does only dabs, and he expects to throw up when he's coughing so hard from doing it.
Jesus, dude.
It's his routine to go over to the sink and start spitting up. I'm like, how is this pleasurable? You could just take little puffs and enjoy yourself. I don't know. Maybe I'm old.
No, that's, yeah.
Yeah, it's an age thing. Maybe I'm old. I was going to say, maybe I'm just a normal person. I can't imagine doing the YouTube drama and then go, hold on, gang, gotta go throw up in my sink real quick. What?
Maybe he has cancer. That's what I thought I had for a bit, was the weed poisoning.
You did talk about that, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be poisoned by weed. No way.
Comes from the ground, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I think you're fine if you do the ground stuff. It's when you, like, Jesus didn't put, like, cartridges in the ground. Like.
The gummy, sugarless gummy does sound bad. Like, you do need sugar to make a...
Yeah, I mean, sugar-free candy in general, the last time I shit myself was from eating too much sugar-free candy. Like, that stuff is awful.
You thought you cracked the code, and then it came back to bite you.
It did, in the middle of the night. It was not pleasant.
So then my other option was, because I could only find one brand that does them, and they just put stevia in them instead, and I still can't find them in a fucking store. So the other option was just to buy the 200 tiny little gummy and just cut them into fours. That way there's not much sugar in it.
Yeah. Yeah, try to do the RSO thing. Like, do like half of your normal gummy. Actually, you know what?
The reason I was asking about the RSO was it was like so cheap compared to...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, go for it. I would actually... My tolerance sucks in that it's too high, but I've heard from the research I did, like, some people, like, as small as a grain of rice will be enough to get you soaring. For me, it's a bit more, but...
Sure. Okay. Good.
Yeah, give it a shot and do it with, like, half your edible normal dose, and, yeah, that should help.
I think Larry's doing the sugar thing. You're going too hard, too fast. Just relax. The sugar's fine. Have a donut.
Because it's like something I like knew I was gonna deal with eventually because I eat so shit.
Yeah, no vegetables. Naughty.
I ate some peppers and onions yesterday.
Nice.
A new experience.
Can they get you on a continuous glucose monitor? That thing has literally changed my life for the better.
No one even said anything. I'm just being an anxious millennial.
Got it.
So before I go see my first primary care physician ever, I just wanted things to be cool.
Okay, that's fair.
An anxious millennial cowboy?
Sure.
Hangman Page?
Ohio's closer to the west than Virginia is, so...
You know how I got Steve to shut up in my DMs? I said, I'm recording the Workers Club. You want to hop on? Absolute shutdown. No more responses.
Get into The Undertaker.
It's 1991.
Can I read my Diana Hart quote first?
Yeah, you said you wanted me to read a Stu thing.
Well, will you do a Stu voice?
Sure, I can try.
I'll send this to you.
Okay.
Check your Discord.
Okay. Here it
Just
is.
read the paragraph so we have a little bit of context. Then it just confirms things we read in Bret's book, so I thought it was very funny.
During the summer of 1984, just before my wedding to Davey, my dad was secretly negotiating the sale of Stampede Wrestling to Titan Sports Incorporated. owned by Vince McMahon. Bret was the only one the kids who knew about this. My dad was 68 years old. Though he liked Bruce Allen,
That's
he
the
didn't
son.
like.
I don't
yeah.
know why she calls him by his middle name.
Yeah, I know Bruce Allen. He didn't like the direction my brother Bruce was taking the business. Yeah, it was nut
BA
shots.
Hart.
I don't remember nut shots. He felt Bruce had a small man complex. He behaved like Napoleon. He was sadistic with the wrestlers, particularly the bigger guys, and he disregarded my dad's suggestions. My dad would go into the dressing room before each show with specific instructions. I don't want to see Bruce getting raped in the corner while I'm standing at ringside looking like an asshole. I don't want him to see any more.
You're not doing a good stew.
I know. I don't want to
Maybe
see
we're
any.
coming too early in the night for Stu.
I don't want to see. Yeah, I'm not even in my cups. I don't want to see any more nut shots, and I don't want any chairs, and I don't want the wrestlers fighting in the crowd. Let's have a good show tonight. He's slapping asses. Let's have a good show tonight. Now I have the fans leaving pissed off at me for a change. So that means, yeah, Stu remembers the guy in the crowd that Bret talked about that was like, Stu, who's booking this shit?
Bruce getting raped in the corner.
Stu standing around
Yeah,
with another idiot.
Didn't Bret say that Bruce would take all, he's taking, then he'd fire back up and he's kicking everybody in the nuts? Raped in the corner. And then we're surprised when Bret's on Beyond the Mat and he's like, basically raping me. That's just like a trope in the family. It's 1991. Hogan's making Suburban Commando. I was playing a guy from another planet, and he needed alien bounty hunters chasing him. One big guy named Tony Longo was one of the bounty hunters, and then Hulk. And you have to wonder how his mind works because he does this a lot. All of a sudden, I thought of this guy. Every thought enters into Hulk's mind, and he's like, "What?" He's taken by surprise. He's named Mean Mark Calloway, a 6'10" wrestler, and he's seen him working for WCW. I'm assuming he's saying this to himself. I said, "Quote: This guy would be great." So he thinks of him, and he says to himself, "This guy would be great." So he calls him, he brings him in. They're talking on the set. He's getting to know the guy. I saw some star quality in him. Now I believe I'm not 100% on the timelines. Maybe you guys can help me out.
Yeah.
Taker is unemployed during this time, or like kind of on the end of his run at the.
He's been in the company for a year when Suburban Commando comes out.
Oh, 91, right? Yes. See, I
90
forgot
starts.
about 90.
So
Yeah, he
maybe
asked.
they shot it a full year in advance, and Hogan is correct, but I don't think so.
I would assume he's in there because of his connection with the company.
Yeah.
Not that he was working and then he's like looking for a job.
Yeah.
But he says, "Are you interested in going to New York?" And then, first chance I got, I called Vince McMahon. He runs to a phone. "Hey, brother, there's a guy here making this movie with me. He's a wrestler. He's a nice guy. He's like 6'10". I think I can draw some money with him. So then they leave the movie set. He brings Mark Calloway to Vince McMahon.
Vince clearly doesn't have a director of pro scouting. Like, he doesn't know that WCW had a wrestler named Mean Mark who was 6'10".
No. Vince looked at the guy for about 5 minutes, so there's just, I guess, awkward silence as Vince looks Mark Calloway up and down. "Okay, we'll call him Undertaker." This gets stupid. Hogan, "Are you out of your mind? We talk about training, prayers, and vitamins. We don't talk about body bags. Come on, Vince, you're nuts. It'll never work." Boy, was I wrong. So then he says Undertaker's more than a gimmick. He likes that Undertaker paints a picture for the audience like him. He wrestled Undertaker at Survivor Series 1991. Disregard that they're also filming the movie in 1991. in his mind. And then he immediately blames Mark. He screwed up my neck, something fierce. Wasn't his fault. He screwed up my neck, something fierce. It wasn't his fault.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, he's told this story for a while. And if you watch it, Taker was doing a safe-ass, fucking slow-ass tune. Even if his head was 2 inches below his knees, it was still
safer
slow.
than the Linda one.
What?
I was safer than the Linda one. It was pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of just drop. He doesn't, and then he kind of flops down.
Yeah, his head's like a foot away from the mat.
And he says it wasn't his fault. He took care of me and made sure my head didn't hit the mat, but the jolt of my neck being stretched like that sent.
From
I don't know what he's talking
from Undertaker's
that's not-
thighs.
What a weirdo. And then he says they want to take his discs out or fuse the discs in his neck.
Yeah. But I was against it. Yeah. So first Undertaker got the
gotta
belt,
wrestle in 5
then
days,
Flair
man.
got the belt. I thought that was interesting. 2 more examples of how Vince McMahon was trying to switch gears and expand the identity of his company. I said, Hogan, that is Hogan has said now multiple times in the book, that's interesting. He's always raising an eyebrow, trying to suss out what's going on. He's always kind of confused. Steroids, chapter 38. By 1991, people were starting to learn that Hulk Hogan was human. Little by little, they found out that he did more than take vitamins and say prayers. He was also drinking beer and raising hell. And that's why he thinks the fans started to turn on me and I got booed a lot. Well, then I gave them something else to boo me about. And he goes into it. He started taking anabolic steroids in 1975. At the time, every wrestler I knew took them. And also athletes in every sport. And he says...
Every wrestler.
Yes.
I've been watching a lot of All-Star Wrestling. I think maybe him, Morocco, Patera. The main event guys, sure, but yeah, there's a lot of guys that could have used some help.
Gas House Gilbert wasn't on the gas.
He was, but that was meth.
Remember Hogan, not that many chapters ago, was like, good, get all these other guys, these schmucks with their shitty bodies, get them out of the business. The commonly prescribed steroids are testosterone, decadurabolin, or I'm saying that, decadurabolin, Dianabol. They're part of my generation. The new generation. I'm not making excuses, but they were everywhere. One thing we did know about steroids was that they enhanced the way you looked and the way you performed. Hulk always got his steroids from a doctor because he didn't know enough about steroids. He says steroids were legal at the time, and we were told that taking steroids was safer than putting sugar in your body. Oh, we just were talking about this. You guys should be on steroids.
That's true, honestly. I should get on the gear and lean protein and...
Weightlifters do abuse insulin. And that's
There
the
you
thing
go.
they do.
I can sell my excess insulin to bodybuilders.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
If anyone needs some insulin, theworkersclubshow at gmail.com. Let's talk.
I'm gonna come onto this on the record one day, and you guys are just gonna be absolutely jacked. You're just gonna be like, fucking just.
I'm gonna have the gallon of water.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna start wearing hoodies with cut-off sleeves.
Gus is gonna be like, "Do you see this new vein in my tricep? You see that?" Where am I? This stuff is safer than sugar. Well, I take sugar into my body. Why wouldn't I take this?
That's the way I say it too.
You take sugar into your body.
Take sugar.
I accept
Well, we
it.
all. That's an intake. Yes, a Paul Levesque intake. I intake sugar. Remember when we read Paul's book and he didn't have this kind of chapter where he's like, "Yes, I did steroids."
Yep.
He said the opposite. No.
Well, he's going to fail the test.
Yeah, he went out of the. He say, "I'm natural."
Yeah, he's been tested. Hopefully.
I thought that was always wasn't that Steiner's thing?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to piss in a cup until Paul does it.
Yeah.
Good man.
Nobody said, "Here, stick this in your ass or eat this pill. It'll kill you." Nobody told us if you took steroids for 30 years, it could be harmful to your long-term health. Nobody was saying that.
All right.
It was part of his daily regimen. You take a shower today? Oh, this is the Hogan list. Yeah. Did you brush your teeth? Yeah. Did you take your steroids today? Yeah. So his body's full of water weight, he claims. He was 340 pounds. He was huge and puffy. His arms were so bulky. Some people, and I wrote doctors, say steroids cause personality changes. Well, Gus is on that Nate shit.
Yeah.
I didn't have fits of temper or anything like that. What they did do is they increased his appetite a lot. He was always eating. And another thing, and I feel like he's blaming steroids because he's brought this up before. Steroids made me sweat. I even wrote back to this Hogan sweating thing. I'd be sitting at a table in a restaurant with normal people. Normal people. God, it's hot in here. Isn't it hot in here? But nobody else would be sweating like Hogan. Anyway, he says, feds began an investigation of steroid use. All of a sudden, instead of Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson's divorce being front page news, the papers were talking about steroids. Then he got dragged into it. They could have gotten Lyle Elzado. They could have gotten Lyle Elzado from the Oakland Raiders, who, for all I knew, was taking. Well, no, I mean,
he was a big deal. You didn't see the documentary Bigger, Faster, Stronger either?
No, I've never watched that. Okay.
Because they talk about him. He was like the number one story. Maria Shriver did a big sit-down interview with him. He was a football player. White guy, just jacked out of his fucking mind. He played on the defensive line. And he got brain cancer that he blamed on steroids. But that was just his diagnosis.
So do you think Hogan saw that sit-down or he saw the documentary?
That sit-down, because he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and it just said, "I lied." And it was him and his do-rag hiding the fact that he was now bald from cancer. And he was a very tragic character. And him diagnosing himself as steroids having caused his cancer caused like a fucking hysteria of people thinking that's what it does.
Well, look here. He says, who, for all I knew, was taking 10 times the amount of steroids I was. But no. Hulk Hogan was the most recognizable athlete entertainer in the world. So they put his neck on the chopping block. In my mind, everything I had done was legal. Then they wanted the, quote, Einstein of the wrestling business. They dragged Vince McMahon into it. It was very unfair. The feds were trying to say Vince McMahon distributed steroids. Oh, spelling alert. I have it as steroids.
Which sentence are you in?
Page 206. The feds were trying to say that Vince McMahon distributed steroids. He misspells roids.
Yeah, okay.
A little typo.
Yes.
Michael Jan, go fix it.
Yep. Yeah.
Vince didn't distribute drugs to me or to anyone else.
I mean, Terry kind of says I don't know.
How would he count as distribution?
Yeah, he just said they shared.
So they told me they weren't going to go after me, even though they had trashed my name already. What they wanted was to go after Vince, and they wanted me to be government witness at his trial. They said, all we want you to do is to tell the truth. So in my mind, I was really cool. I wasn't going to get into any trouble. If I told the truth, Vince wouldn't get into any trouble either. That worked for me. Boom. All of a sudden, my communications with Vince were cut off. And Hulk's thinking, maybe he thinks I turned. He heard I'm a government witness. Now he thinks I turned on him. That wasn't the case.
Those lines are tapped, and Hulk is just being an idiot. Like, as long as I tell the truth, we're gonna be golden. I'm innocent in my mind. You got nothing to hide.
It put a tremendous strain on our relationship, and we didn't talk for a long time after that, even after the trial was over.
It wasn't because he went to WCW?
Chapter 39, my biggest mistake. And I wrote, at this point in time, he will make bigger mistakes. In July of 1991, he goes to the Arsenio Hall show. Oh, let's get Bret in here.
Ooh, all right.
First,
I got to write down time keys here. 25:30. Go ahead.
oh, you know, throw a little Bret theme music in. First, before that, he writes that they were in Japan. The main event pitted Hogan and a Japanese star named Tenryu against the Legion of Doom in a blood-filled orgy of gore that made no real sense. But at last got a... Oh, man, Bret. It means at least. At last got a reaction out of the lifeless crowd. Okay, Arsenio. He writes June 1991. Okay. By mid-July, the latest WWF crisis was an interview that Hogan did on the Arsenio Hall show in which he flat out lied and looked bad doing it. I was embarrassed hearing him say he'd never taken steroids except for once for an injury. If he'd been honest, it's like we'd never have heard another word about it, but now the media was all over Hogan, calling him a hypocrite, because he'd always preached to kids that they could be like him by saying their prayers and taking their vitamins. Reminiscent of Tricky Dick Nixon,
Oh, Bret.
Hogan would find out that it's the lie that'll bring you down.
You know what, Brett? Stay out of our politics.
A few days after the interview, Hogan told me that Vince had given him direct orders that he was never to admit to taking steroids, so he had no choice but to lie. I don't buy that. Nobody should be able to make you lie about something. If it's true that Vince told him to lie, it shows the extent of Vince's influence. I like that, by the way, Bret adds, when I thought about myself and steroids, it occurred to me that all the commotion might actually benefit me. Compared to the rest of them, I was relatively clean. Alright, so what does he say? Arsenio wanted him on the show. He knew it, and I knew it. He asked him, do you do steroids? I told him, no, I do not take steroids. I was worried about destroying all the... I was worried about destroying all the good I had done with the Hulk Hogan character. He says kids are living by his code. You know, he didn't want to let them down. They're going to lose faith in the Hulk Hogan character. And so Arsenio says, oh, come on, you experimented with them, didn't you? Yeah, I experimented with them a few times, which was a hell of an understatement. So Hogan says he's nervous. I kept using the word basically. I'd say basically steroids are this, or basically I did that. And you could just tell I was full of it. So basically I got killed. And I went, wait, hold on, you're already losing the premise. Doesn't basically mean you're lying. So did you get killed? I got buried. Vince had advised me not to go on the show. Instead, I had outsmarted myself.
And then
Is that
Vince,
what you call it when you make a monumentally
Yes,
stupid?
yes, yes. When you're an idiot. Ah, yes, I've done it again.
Yeah.
Too smart for my own good, doing that dumb thing.
after the show was over, called Dave and said, "I'm devastated by this."
Yes. And Hulk
Dave,
says,
you up watching Arsenio? Yeah, real hoot. God, listen.
I would love to hear Dave describe the hooting and hollering thing, the whoop, 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 whoop thing again. Did you know he would throw in? Did you know Chevy Chase also had a late night talk show at that time? I never watched it. He would say, and then he'd
Oh,
carry
David
on.
throw that
really?
in? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different time. As it was, I almost ruined everything I had accomplished, and that was more important to me by far. And I was like, well, where's Hogan's head now? He's learned his lesson that don't apologize. Who cares? Press forward.
Yep.
Does he think to himself, I've ruined everything, or does he think now, I won? Because at the same time, they don't put. It's very funny that the WWE is hosting a Tony Hinchcliffe roast, but Hogan is a bridge. They will not put him back on TV right now. It's too hot.
Well, the thing is, literally, it's not about Hogan's politics. It's just
The wrestlers, you think?
no. I mean, the crowd's like literally. I mean,
The crowd.
they would put him on every night and give him an hour if the crowd responded.
So, do they think the WWE crowd is so dumb the Tony Hinchcliffe thing is not on their radar?
They just don't care. What are who's still talking
Let's-
about it? Who gives a shit? Seriously.
Well, then that's what I'm saying. So, put Hogan out there. He was at the RNC. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, but I mean, if the crowd is actively like being disruptive against him,
you think, yes, if this is a controlled environment, the roast thing that they're presenting, but if they said, and now
it's
here's
people that
Tony
want to be in the building, so it's not. Yeah, if you just had Tony, what the fuck?
come out, yeah,
Yeah,
and then people go, who or
this guy.
yeah. I gotta ask, Sami Zayn being on this thing, is that a punishment? Did he want to be on it? What's happening here? He can't make big money in AEW. He's got to go with this company. He's got to make the money here. I'm just throwing it out there.
I don't know what's the problem.
Well, Sami Zayn's big thing is, the exact
Lost some
opposite.
credibility as soon as he went to the Saudi show.
Yeah, the exact opposite politics.
Is
of
this
the
Hinchcliffe
company.
guy problematic? I don't know who he is.
Yes. Well, he's not problematic. He is of the Joe Rogan crew.
Okay.
He performed at the Madison Square Garden Trump rally, which was it got some news because he actually got some booze for being, he's like he's a hacky comedian. He has a very large podcast / it's not even a podcast, it's a YouTube show. It's a YouTube show called Kill Tony. And the premise is people in the audience put in their name. It gets drawn from a bucket.
That's
And
what
they have
Flair
one-
was on.
Yes, and he got mad because
Okay.
what
I
happens
saw.
is you have established comedians,
Yes.
road comics, and then these people go on and they have 1 minute to make them laugh. And after the
I will
minute,
not
they
laugh at anybody.
yeah. And then the minute after they get destroyed. And so on the Ric Flair episode, it was a guy that they asked, they interview the person, and this man had was a coach for I think like wrestling and football, a youth coach, and that's when Ric Flair got mad because they were ripping on the guy. And Ric Flair was like, he devotes his time to children. I cannot, in good conscience, sit here.
Good for Rick. Those guys.
No, he didn't. And then they were like, "Oh, Rick, come on."
But Rick clearly had not been told what the show was.
No.
That was what the thing of it. It's like you kind of, yeah. Someone
No.
should have informed him.
No.
Wendy should have told him. He was said
Tony,
nothing.
They weren't speaking.
in the clip I sent you where Hulk Hogan shares his fear of helicopters to Joe Rogan, Tony Hinchcliffe is sitting in on that show
Okay.
going, oh, yeah, that is scary.
And by the way, that was a thing that happened. I did find that.
What?
That crash.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's fucking Hogan. I had to look it up.
Well, after this,
No, I don't know that it was. I don't know that it was Norris's double. Was it? It just says
I
a
think
crew
that's
member.
it. No, he says, well, in his story, it's Carl Weathers and the stunt copter guy is the one that gets it like stuck. This is a separate story. I think on the Joe Rogan thing, he's talking about Chuck Norris
Yeah.
telling him a story.
Right, and that's
Yeah,
the true
okay.
one that I looked up.
Yeah. I don't know if the one with Carl Weathers really happened where the copter's like coming in, the blades are whirring behind him. We'll get to it.
You gotta ask.
And we can't ask Carl
Vic
Weathers.
Morrow about helicopters.
Uh,
You don't know that reference?
Vic Morrow on a helicopter. Who's
Vic Morrow is the one who got killed on the Twilight Zone movie.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Oh.
Well, no. Look, we'll get it. With the helicopter thing. You know that the Kobe Bryant thing. Hulk Hogan folded his arms and was like,
Oh yeah.
"I fucking. This is exactly what I've been talking about."
Now, would Hogan have gotten the Kobe treatment if he died in a helicopter crash?
No,
No,
I don't know what kind of treatment he's gonna get. He's gonna get the video package, and then there's gonna be the mutants are gonna go Hogan, Hogan, Hogan.
Yeah.
And I don't even
you
know
know
if they
what?
can do a 10-bell salute because I imagine a certain portion of the roster are going to go, I don't want to stand out there for that.
Well, not to agree with Hogan, but as an airplane guy, I don't like helicopters either because if a plane loses engines, it can glide.
Oh my God. You
helicopter can't do
clearly did not watch the video because Tony Hinchcliffe goes, well, planes can glide. And
Okay, I
then
don't
Joe
want to
Rogan
know.
says, I think helicopters have like an auto rotation thing that triggers if you're crashing. And again, it's Joe
That ain't
Rogan.
good enough, yeah.
But look, that means nothing to Hulk Hogan. He just sits there going, "Oh,
I
no
know.
way, no way."
It's
He's
such an
not
easy
going to be.
room for Hogan. That's what I see watching it. They just eat his stories up.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We have to. Maybe we're not going to do it for 100, but there's the podcast of like two. They're like I don't know even who they are. They're just two random guys, and they're interviewing Hulk Hogan. He's just saying whatever, and they're going. And the podcast is them going, "Oh shit, no real for real? Oh fucking no shit."
I think that's the one that had. Well, it's similar. The one where he was talking about the music.
It might be.
It seemed like one of those podcasts. It's like, who the fuck are these guys? And Hogan
It's
was
just
like
two young guys.
talking about Rick Derringer, and they're they don't know who the fuck he's talking about.
We should watch that. So when he
We
said,
should interview the guys that interviewed Hogan.
"I want to interview
I
Michael
was looking
Jan,"
for an angle, and Gus found it. Okay, I was just yes.
but if we can interview those guys too, that'd be great. So they probably have more listeners than us somehow, some way. They're like on the Theo Von network.
Well,
or
yeah, they're
something.
putting in work. We need someone to put in work for us. We're doing the work. We just need someone to do the other work.
When he said I kept saying basically, I was like, oh, he does say basically in this book. And this is Michael Jan essentially just writing down. So I looked up, I asked Larry, I said, do you have like a document of this so I can search the words? He says basically only 11 times in this book.
He
Oh,
says
weird.
that he says it more in that Arsenio interview. It's crazy.
He says in fact 17 times. He says actually 25 times.
Anyway,
He says anyways 48 times. He
All
says,
of a sudden, did you check for that one?
he says brother 140 times in this book.
it's like once a page.
I mean, it's to think of him, if say this somebody thinks that he's really writing this, to write down comma brother comma every now and then, brother. What a weird. So now we're gonna get to flattening out, and again I'm gonna go to Bret because Bret sees Hogan. Well, I spent 4 days off drawing a poster-sized montage of every WWF wrestler I could think of as a special send-off for Hulk. But then he sees Hulk. I want to read when he sees Hulk. This is going to get into the time that he comes back to the WWE. He does bring up Hulk was now doing TV commercials like the Right Guard deodorant. It infuriated Vince that Hulk had cut him out of the deal.
God.
Little burn action there for Vince.
It's one of that right guard money.
Yeah. Now where is the thing? Where he said, where is the? I can't find the thing. Where's the? I'm trying to find it. Where he says he sees Hogan? The whole thing of it. We'll get to it. The thing I thought I dog-eared it, where he is. You know, we're coming up on WrestleMania 9, and oh, there it is. My dog ears just got lost their luster. Okay, here it is. He is in North Charleston, South Carolina. It's March 8th. He's looking at the booking sheets.
Let's go make red card.
So I hadn't seen him since WrestleMania 6, 7, 8. Since WrestleMania 8. And I'd given him the drawing.
Yep.
He looks for him. He's standing chatting with Beefcake. Hogan is. He's leaning against the wall on the ramp. His appearance had changed drastically. He looked like a lean old walrus. Tanned and wore red spandex tights, big white boots, and a bandana covering his balding head. I approached with a huge smile and my hand extended in friendship. Hogan gave me a dismissive nod and wouldn't shake my hand. I withdrew it and walked away. I figured that was because I was champion now. He saw me as the competition. Hulkamania had run so wild that it burned itself out like a grass fire. Oh, Bret's writing! And here I was, one of the new brightly colored flowers popping up to haunt him.
Oh, jeez. We take these YouTube quizzes sometimes.
Yeah.
And there was one about dog breeds. And it would just show you a picture and you had to guess what the breed was. And I was just sitting there like Bret for everyone, thinking of workers that the dogs looked like that I could compare them to.
Bret and his dogs. Okay, here they are. So I did just lose the dog ears. I gotta make sure I have the big. You told me to go fuck myself. So here's the card flower. Okay, I want to make sure I got all this. Okay, so yeah, the next thing will be, we don't have to cover that. Where Vince goes, hand me the belt, man, you're losing. Flattening out. This is Hogan explaining why he looks like a lean old walrus. See, he didn't gradually go off of steroids. I just went cold turkey. My body just flattened. It had no definition. He says it took a year for him to look where he thought he looked normal. I mean, what's normal for Hogan? Some guys never stop taking steroids. And the funny thing is, some of these guys were getting the big push. They were visible.
Yeah, those guys also didn't go on the Arsenio Hall show tell the entire country that they've been taking steroids, so that kind of helps too.
Also, this is one thing. I always thought it looked like Hogan got back on the gas in like 97. He got big again.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he shrunk like fucking 93, and then WCW debut, still pretty lean.
Pretty lean, yeah.
But NWO, he was fucking huge again.
Yeah.
Was he more cut than ever?
Yeah. Was he forever paranoid about it, though?
Like he had toned
Oh.
up from his 30s, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Was he like, anytime he would receive the steroids, would he be like, "But you're not a Fed, right? This isn't going to come back to bite me."
I'm sure Jimmy was signing for it.
Jimmy's picking it up. Yes, Jimmy, I hate to do this to you. You might be grabbed by the Feds.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a second.
Whatever you say, Terry.
Yeah, sure, Decca.
Remember? Imagine him on
Jimmy's meeting
steroids.
some gas head in the back of a gym.
Do you remember when Roger Clemens got popped and he was like, and his wife does steroids too?
Mhm.
Imagine Jimmy on steroids, just all of a sudden just getting fucking. They were okay. They were watching. Yeah, see, they were watching Hulk Hogan like a hawk. Who's they? We don't know. The Feds, I guess. If I were to quit drinking beer and go on a Richard Simmons diet, somebody would claim I was back on steroids. It's talking about you, Gus and Larry. Let's see. These guys who abuse the drug, they would get a doctor's prescription for a bottle of testosterone. Then they go to the gym and get 4 more bottles. Just for the record. My opinion of steroids is completely different from what it used to be in the 70s and 80s. So there you go.
Okay.
If a doctor prescribes steroids for a patient with arthritis, here's a Hogan list. If a doctor prescribes steroids for a patient with arthritis, okay, AIDS, or dwarfism,
Dwarfism.
Fuck.
that's one thing.
AIDS, dwarfism,
Yeah.
major 3.
Hogan should have been a comedian because there's always the rules of 30 thing, and his lists of 3 are always fucking bonkers. He would always kill it in the writer's room. The dwarfism? Dwarfism?
Listen, that was one of the main uses in the steroid trial
Okay.
that the FDA listed.
Okay. Who am I to argue with the FDA?
I'm sure it helps. Legally, yeah, I'm sure it helps him. It's not healthy. It's not safe. It's just plain stupid. That's it. Fall from Grace, chapter 41. It wasn't just my body that was flattening out in the early 90s. It was wrestling. Fans were holding up signs that said, Hogan, did you take your shot today? Or, Hogan is bald because he takes steroids. He's so sensitive about the bald thing. He's going up the ramp when he's
You know
wrestling.
what's fucking crazy?
What?
And I wonder if it's on my YouTube account, just so I could prove that it's not a fake thing.
Yeah.
I have a song that one of my bands wrote called Hogan's Bald Because He's on the Gas.
Oh, wow.
It was an instrumental. I just needed a goofy name, but almost
Yeah.
exactly that fucking phrase.
You were that guy. Maybe you saw that.
Watched
Yeah.
the show and we're just
He's walking up the ramp. I would hear, I think this is Michael Jan. I would hear adverse comments from the audience.
adverse. Yeah, that's a MJF line.
Like, he's like, I'm not going to write shitty. I'd hear shitty comments. He's like, I'm not going to write
Class
shitty.
enough. Yeah.
It didn't help that I looked so scrawny compared with the wrestlers who were still taking steroids. My relationship with the company was becoming strained. Vince seemed to be distancing himself. He used to talk to
No
Vince
way.
all the time.
I don't want to talk.
Yeah, not anymore. Sorry. WrestleMania 6, 7, 8 was at the Hoosier Dome. So now he's got the Bret Hart picture where everyone's like sucking each other off or their wieners are hanging out. See, Bret loved to draw all that shit. Thank you, man. Brother. I was expected to wrestle Ric Flair for the championship. Hogan Flair was the match the fans wanted. They were fantasizing about it. It could have been as big as WrestleMania 3. Vince booked it. And Hogan says that he looked at Vince and he said, "Brother, we're going to draw some money now. This is going to turn the business around."
What was it? One good gate, like where Dave lived, and then like Madison Square Garden didn't sell out
Yeah.
of the Hogan Flair matches.
It doesn't take much for Vince for like, well, somebody will say, "Oh, this match happened," and Vince he's over it. He's like, "I'm done. I knew it." I feel like that's just a thing of him going, "I didn't want to do this, and so I'm just going to use this one thing."
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of gifted Flair out of nowhere. So I could see him saying, "Fuck that, I already got my Sid plan. So you can have your house show running when it fucking sucks. I'll blame it on that, and we're going back to Sid."
If it was Bret, he would have been like, "I didn't see any advertisement when I was there for a week. And I knew that the house would be bad."
Not putting up posters in comic shops.
So a few weeks before WrestleMania, Vince changed his mind. A few weeks. There's like all the build for Randy, Ric Flair not happening. It's just all of a sudden he put Randy
That's
Savage
kinda
against
par for
Flair.
the course with them not having a fucking clue on how they're landing the plane.
No, the Cena heel turn was planned.
That's right.
Now I got to wrestle Sid Justice. This is his description of Sid Justice. A real pro in the ring, a guy who would do whatever you asked of him. But he didn't have the stature of Ric Flair. Flair and I were dumbfounded. So he wrestles Sid. He says he does the best he could. But the people really wanted to see Hogan and Flair. Anything else was a letdown. Then Vince had me announcing that I was retiring after Sid. And he says, well, it was just supposed to be a break because I kept bitching about how hurt and overworked I was. But Vince wants to move beyond Hulkamania. And he's thinking, well, what if they just get behind Hulkamania again and push me hard? Get the momentum back. But he didn't have anything exciting as Hulkamania, so everything gradually started to come crashing down. And it hurts inside. Yes, that's right, Gus. We got it. We're on the Wilson 9 meld. The federal government really started to put pressure on Vince. They tore the guts out of this business. They tore the guts out of his business. And he had a hard time regrouping. Remember when the federal government tore the guts out of the WWE by asking them to not do steroids? It all just hit bottom. The industry. Well, Hogan list. The numbers. Fan interest. And my future with the World Wrestling Federation. I like that he sees all these things as separate things. They're all bottoming out. The industry, the numbers,
Right.
fan interest. It's all...
He's not making the connection between the steroid stuff and...
Or him being passé.
Yeah.
They had a mutual agreement. And I underline this very many because, when you break up, it's mutual. I filmed Mr. Nanny. He's wrestling in Japan. I talked about it. It was a refreshing change. It was fun. But when he goes back to the US, he kind of writes this like he's been gone for years. Comes back to the US. The wrestling business was just getting worse. I wrote worse than the bottom. It's all bottoming out. Somehow now it's worse. Finally, Vince McMahon was willing to put me back in the spotlight. I was going to wrestle at WrestleMania 9 at Caesar's Palace. He says, okay, so I'm going to be in the tag match, but then the main event is Yokozuna, a 700-pound challenger. 700 pounds. He gets to the building. He goes to Vince. Look, man, we both know I'm done here. The moment is past. The love affair is over. I got an idea that will allow me to pass the torch. Vince goes, oh, what's that? This is insane. This is his idea to pass the torch.
I love how he just completely skips over Slaughter and that whole debacle and the bomb
He
threat.
kind of talked about Slaughter. No, we
he
covered
did.
that last week.
Yeah,
It was very
we did.
brief, though. I mean, he flies through some fucking WrestleManias here. Then we get a chapter
Yeah.
about,
Yeah,
fucking
he combined
helicopters.
Warrior. No, he combined Warrior and Slaughter all together.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah.
And then the Slaughter thing was like, Vince told me he was a bomb threat, so there you go. And,
That's
and then
fair.
and then he just ends it. See, Larry, I'm not the only one that doesn't remember when we left off.
That's okay.
Here's
It's kind of the disappointment of the book because
He
I
just
almost want
doesn't.
to hear more about the fucking club days playing with his band because all
that's
these
when he
chapters are
sparks
so
up.
fucking pointless.
I often have notes that write, why even tell this story, or like
Yeah.
what's the what does he have in his mind that he's saying? I need to make sure my version of this is out there.
Well, how much rambling bullcrap do you think was left on the cutting floor of this book?
Where Michael Jan was like, I don't even know anything, and I know that that's a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think? What? So is it the next book that he talks about having the gun in his mouth?
Yeah.
We got to read that next book, even though it's a repeat of everything else.
I have it. I haven't looked through it yet.
By the way, I think Larry said last time that the next pick is his pick, but that's wrong.
Yeah.
Next pick is my pick.
Oh, is it?
We went Russo, that was Larry,
Oh, right.
Hogan, Gus,
Rah-rah.
and my pick
No.
is
Nope.
yes.
Nope.
What?
After Russo was what now?
Ed
Ferrara.
Ferrara? Oh, was that it? I thought Ed
Oh,
Ferrara
that was
yours.
yours.
Okay, fine, it's Larry's then. God damn it! I just want to pick JR's cookbook.
Okay, we're out.
I had swapped. I was driving and I was like, wait a minute, and I swapped them and I was like, we did Ed Ferrara and then Vince Russo.
Nope.
Okay, it's Larry's pick.
Because that's how we found out
Fine.
about Ed.
Yes. He wrote the book. Okay, fine. But I just want to make sure, because, JR is grilling. I just want to make sure we're grilling during the summer.
Let's see. Mine won't put us through the summer, so we're going to have our cookbook.
I think we only have a couple of these left of the Hogan. 2, 3. It's
Yeah,
going to
we're
line up
pretty close.
right there for 100. And we got to
I'll
figure
pick
out what we're
something
doing.
short. But yeah, that too.
I honestly thought today, I was like, should we just invite Michael Ian Douglas on just to talk
Not
about...
Michael. Not Michael.
I know. Should we just invite him on and pay him some money and just be like, let's just talk and just talk about wrestling books, read him some quotes that we've enjoyed
Talk
over the
about Bugsy McGraw and the Caribbean.
yeah. Is he still on Twitter? I can't believe that guy's not on
I'm
Blue
not
Sky.
on Twitter, so I don't know.
Brutal. He thinks we quit. We didn't quit. So here's already okay. Strap in. You got your helmet. You got everything strapped in. Here's Hogan's idea to pass the torch. After my tag match is over, when Bret Hart gets beat by Yokozuna, how about if I come out to protest the way Bret lost? Yokozuna's manager, he's telling Mr. McMahon this. Yokozuna's manager, Mr. Fuji, he can challenge me to get into the ring against Yokozuna. Boom. I beat Yokozuna to win the title. Then I go to the next pay-per-view, and then I drop the belt right back to Yokozuna, and I'm out of here.
Yeah, that'll look great.
This is passing the torch? I was just like, what the fuck is he? And no wonder Bret. Okay, so let's get into Bret's thing where he goes. This is Bret's thing. Where he goes, he tells him Hogan's going to win the title. This is the night before. Remember, this is show day of, I think, right? Hogan just said day of. Vince is like, or does he say to Vince, I got an idea. Either way, Vince says, well, of course, Bret says, I felt like I was handing Vince my sword. Vince said, don't get bitter. I still have big plans for you. Bret asked, didn't I do a good enough job?
Daddy.
Of course not. I'm just going in a different direction. So, oh yeah, by the way, he was also pissed off with Yokozuna about the match they had.
Yeah.
Where is it? So let's get to it. Because Hogan doesn't talk, spoilers, Hogan does not talk about this exchange at all. Bret is...
Hogan's leaving out that they did a fucking photo session.
Yeah, he moves on after the King. He just goes, I did my job, I dropped the title back, and he moves on.
Hogan makes it sound like Bret's coming from out of nowhere. Like,
yeah,
Bret's not even involved in the plans.
Bret said, I stayed focused and carried myself with dignity, which was appreciated by the boys, and more importantly, the fans. I remember how much up his ass Bret was in this book. It's so like the boys are going, yes, this guy got demoted, but he's keeping his head up. God bless him. Vince tells Bret Hogan was flat out refusing to put me over, saying I wasn't in his league. I showed up in the dressing room for King of the Ring in a dark mood. I promptly drew a blackboard cartoon. You remember this? This is Bret. He's mad. I went to the blackboard. There's a blackboard in the locker room. And I drew a cartoon of Beef.
Hara Arena in Dayton, Ohio.
Well, dude, they play sports. You got to draw up the X's and O's.
He's like, where's the black room? Bring it over to the locker room. Here you go. I drew Beefcake with his face buried in Hogan's ass cheeks with a caption that read, be careful, Brutus. You don't want to loosen the screws in your face. Speaking of screws.
What an HR nightmare. Like, could you imagine that in a normal business?
So he's like...
That is the cartoon that my friend mentioned to him when we got our autographs.
Oh, yeah.
And Bret just gave him like a wry smile.
Oh. I forgot this here. Bret sees the sees the Hogan-Bret match at SummerSlam as a showdown in many ways between my fans and his. And then he does bring up we did a photo shoot for SummerSlam where we're doing tug of war. What he says, Hogan didn't see the picture of Brutus eating his ass out. But
that happens. Hang on, that happens though. There's no Lex Express.
You think if Hogan drops it to Bret, then there's no Lex Express?
If Hogan stays.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
if Hogan
no
stays.
reason for Lex to...
Yeah. Well, then, as we talked about, so he says Hogan doesn't see it, but Brutus does, and he assumes that Brutus went and told Hogan, hey, Bret, on the blackboard, he drew, brother.
Eat your ass.
I was eating your ass, and then he was like, don't loosen the screws. Hogan would probably chuckle, right? And like,
yeah.
Hell of an artist, brother.
Again, we're so far into this book, no Beefcake, other than that brief thing in Memphis.
Yes. And anytime he'll bring him up and be like...
Doesn't talk about like the horrific accident that happened to his friend. Like,
he does. There is a chapter called the jet ski accident, but it's not about Brutus. It's about him. And he doesn't bring up anything else. Yeah, he never brings up any of his life. It's always just Ed, Leslie, and me, my best friend. And then he moves on. He's not even a cameo in his book. He's just the guy that... It's like he mentions his lawyer, Henry Holmes.
I was going to say Foley name drops his childhood friends more than Leslie's mentioned in this.
So he goes to Hogan. He knocked on the door. Here's who's in Hogan's locker room: Jimmy Hart, Dave Hebner, and Beefcake. Terry, I want to speak with you. We stared at each other. You told me at WrestleMania. What is this? I can't do Roman numerals now. 9. You told me at WrestleMania 9 you'd be happy to return the favor, which is like, wait a minute, you lost to Yokozuna. That's Hogan's out right there. Hogan goes to Bret and goes, hey, I'll lose the belt back to you. He does. Come on now. And as I understand, now you don't even want to work with me? You don't want to put me over? I'm not in your league? Hogan stood there speechless. So I carried on. Well, you're right. You're not in my league. On behalf of myself, my family, and most of the boys. Most. That's what, maybe you know this actually happened. He said, most of the boys in the locker room. You can go fuck yourself. See, Cody ripped off Bret.
Yeah.
He stuttered. And then it's a complete sentence, so he didn't even do the brother. You don't know the whole story. I got the story directly from Vince. Terry, you haven't said 10 words to me since you got back almost 4 months ago. If you want to level with me, then go ahead. I'm right here. It's also, let's bring up that how wrestlings are just very gossipy. And you haven't even talked to me.
You didn't shake my hand.
You piece of shit. So he goes, I'm right here. Talk to me. I can't. Why not? Because you just told me to go fuck myself.
Idiot.
He got ya. And it's the Bret's. There's no way. If somebody said that to me, I would have to pause. So he's like, talk to me like a man. He goes, I can't. Why? Because you told me to go fuck myself. I'd be like, wait a minute, what the fuck? But Bret fires back. That's right. And I'll tell you again. Go fuck yourself. But then Bret has to admit, I'm no sorry. I'm getting into Jerry Lawler stuff. He really hurt me. Okay, so back to Hogan here. That's his plan. Vince loves it. And here's Hogan's response. He in his idea, he sells Vince on this idea about passing the torch to, I guess, back to Yokozuna. Vince goes, yeah, okay. Hogan thinks, oh, it's in italics again. Michael Jan random, or the editor, whoever made this book, published it, random italics. Boy, I just picked myself up a couple of big paydays. He's like, oh shit. Got a couple more dates on the schedule. All right. I didn't mind doing a job for Yokozuna because I love the guy to death. So he goes, hey, on April 4th.
Come on, he broke in with the Samoans, remember?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to Yokozuna. He's like,
the NY family.
I remember when your blood relatives left me outside.
Your blood relatives.
I heard about the handshake. Hulk Hogan would be somebody that he saw that big family tree, and he's like, "Is this true? Is this real?"
Yeah, brother.
And then he would be like, he'd get confused like me. He'd be like, "Wait a minute, is that the Haiti kid or the Tonga kid?" So fucking confused. Yeah. Or and then you know what Hogan would do? They'd be like, well, the two guys, they did a blood handshake, blood brothers. I was there for that. I actually saw that. And I might have even suggested it. I don't know.
I acknowledge Peter Maivia.
Did they ever have Hogan come into the ring and acknowledge? Oh, I guess not.
No, he was too toxic, but that was way past, like...
If that had not happened, they would have done a Hogan thing where he is like, brother, I acknowledge you. That would have happened, right? If he wasn't
Probably.
toxic.
Yeah, well,
and
I don't know if Hulk would have agreed to it, honestly. I don't think they would have gotten the creative nailed down for it.
The day before that.
Wait, was Roman on Hogan's team? What was that? Remember that
Oh,
weird Saudi
yeah.
thing with Flair and Hogan? Who was Hulk
The
in that?
Survivor Series teams, yes, Team Flair, Team Hogan. Sami Zayn wasn't on one of the teams. I know that.
Flair, Hogan, Saudi Arabia.
Team Hogan led by Roman Reigns.
Wow. So maybe they did have a little moment.
Also including Shorty G and Ali.
Were they on Team Flair?
Oh, Rusev, Ricochet, what a time to be alive.
Yeah. Team Flair, Drew, Orton,
They were so
Nakamura,
close to being
Lashley,
like,
Corbin.
we need to go back and watch Pandemic Wrestling. What a time.
That roster was loaded, man, and it was legendary.
There are going to be those posts. And then
Oh, they're already starting to happen. I saw some, because we're coming up on the 5-year mark or past it, and I saw somebody saying AEW peaked in the pandemic the other day.
No, that's so sad. Look, I enjoyed a few of those. Like, it is what you get. You know, you got what you got.
It got us through. Like, I'll give them that. Like, it was.
And but all the matches had like, okay, so Moxley, Brody, Lee, right? I was going, this would be a lot better with a crowd. It's good. God, I wish there was a crowd. The whole Brody Lee run, I'm going, this would be good with a crowd. I mean,
I'm looking at this show. I gotta tell you this show, Wilson.
What's the show? What's the show?
Lesnar defeats Cain Velasquez in 2 minutes.
Oh my God.
That's for the championship. Then Gallows and Anderson win a tag team turmoil match over the Viking Raiders. Mansoor defeats Cesaro. 12 minutes.
Well, we know what that was about. Yeah.
Tyson Fury defeated Braun Strowman by countout.
You can't, even Vince. Triple H doesn't give a shit about Braun Strowman. Vince was like, you gotta protect Braun. Vince had Braun beat Goldberg.
Yeah.
What?
Good.
AJ
Vince had Braun beat Goldberg. Okay, go ahead.
Who's Humberto?
He's the guy.
Like an LWO guy or something?
Yeah, he's probably in the LWO now.
Okay, Natalia
defeats tag team with
Evans.
Yeah.
And then the Team Hogan, Team Flair match. And
Who's
then
Team Flair?
Team Flair was Randy Orton, Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Shinsuke, and Drew McIntyre.
That's a great team. Who's Team Hogan?
And Hogan was Roman, Rusev, Ricochet, Gable, and Ali.
That's not a good team. Rusev is a mark for Hogan, so I can see why he talked himself into that spot. He said as much, like that's why he got in the business as Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I think why he's weirdly religious is because of Hogan.
What a freak!
When I say weirdly, I mean weirdly. Why would Hogan draw? Like you'd be convinced by a carny to get into.
Yeah.
But then all the other guys, I guess the underdog. Like, what the hell? But then Team Hogan won, so I guess it is the thing of like, we'll fill him with a bunch of goofballs.
Well, you got to remember too. A lot of these early Saudi shows, there was a lot more
standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't count Braun Strowman's greatest Royal Rumble win?
Sure, we can count that.
It's not canon.
So yeah, I'd be curious. I don't want to go back, but yeah, I'm curious what I could probably find just the promo where Hogan interacts with Roman. So I'm sure there's probably some of you got to carry the torch, brother.
Let's see. Let's type it. Let's try to type it. YouTube.com. Be what? Like, you're the big dog around here. I'd love to have you. You know, Roman Reigns, Hulk Hogan. Yeah, Hulk Hogan returns in commercial. Oh, what is that? That's 20. That's 23. He says. That's not true.
It was 29.
This is somebody. Yeah, this is somebody editing it. God damn it.
Wait, You have the Facebook video? Is that what you're looking at?
No.
I have one. Roman Reigns is ready to captain Team Hogan.
There we go.
Okay,
That's
there you
exactly-
go. Play that. Yeah, I'm just
There's no
I'm
Hogan.
AI.
There's no
Oh,
Hogan.
he just says that?
He's just backstage by himself.
Oh,
Yeah, all I have are people blending clips together
oh, that's gross.
and being like, what if Roman Reigns and Hulk Hogan had a thing? Well, what about this? The Team Flair and Team Hogan get fired up at Crown Jewel Media event.
I see that one.
Hold on. There's some kind. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna present my screen here.
Oh, and then I have Hogan adds a pair of superstars to the match. Okay, there's Flair. He's talking.
Do you want me to present the screen?
The
Share screen. Boom, boom, boom.
there you go.
Okay,
You
let's
could
get to
go halfway.
Yeah, let's
into
get to let's get to when they. Okay, here we go. Let's get to Hogan there talking.
Yeah.
Here we go.
right there.
K.O. Ric Flair's just flapping his gums everywhere he goes. We slap these guys well, they're real good at flapping their gums too. If you heard,
Look at
Mr.
the
Randy
hair
Orton over
that's
there,
attached
he's
to
in
that
dream world.
bandana.
But at the
That's
end
flapping.
of the day, I'm really excited to be back in Riyadh, because I have
I'm really
second
excited to be
greatest
back.
team
He's
of
been in Riyadh.
superstars that are going to perform here tomorrow night. And I guarantee
Perform?
you guys, when we're done with Team Flair, you're going to see thousands and thousands of Hulkamaniacs with their hands raised in victory, just like my team.
Wait,
So they can talk
just
all
like
they
my
want.
team.
He is the dirtiest player in the game, but now we know all of his tricks.
He's
We
being
saw
very
RKO
safe.
Randy
Hogan doesn't
Orton
want to
do
fuck
just the
up
other
here.
night.
Yeah.
So you guys just get ready.
Hogan forgot
because
how
we're
to
gonna fight
promo.
fire with fire.
well,
He
there's
doesn't-
And I
there's
only pray
probably
that I get
like
one
two
little
snipers
chance
pointing
to
at
get
his
my
head.
hands on Ric Flair. So let me tell you guys right now, I'm going to introduce
Say,
my team
let
captain.
me tell you guys
and I got
something
one
right now.
question for Team Flair.
Not let me tell you something,
What you
brother.
gonna do when Roman Reigns and Team Hogan destroy you?
Oh, this theme. Oh, this theme.
Burn it, big dog, gonna fuck you up.
Hogan, now we're talking. And he's followed by a bunch of
That is a
undercard guys.
yeah, a geek
That is a
team.
cast of losers. My God.
Yeah, Rick. Oh my God, what is Ricochet? What a war horse.
Thank you, Hope. It's an absolute
Oh,
honor
wait,
to be on
oh.
Team Hogan.
Wait, what's this
He,
picture
he
now?
needs to
Look
bring
at
that
that.
hat
Oh,
back
it's him
on,
holding.
though.
It's
Hope and I,
yeah,
we
it's
go
him
way
holding
back.
him.
There's actually nobody better to lead Team Hogan because, along with my family, I come from the greatest wrestling family to ever be in sports and entertainment.
the seeds.
And we are very proud to say that Hulk Hogan has been a very close friend to our family for decades now. So
Added
there's
to
nobody
the,
more proud to
Added to
represent.
the
And I will
YouTube
say
playlist
this.
of the Roman.
He brought on the
Lord.
best superstar of this generation to lead this team.
Put it in the
because
Bloodline YouTube
everybody on
video.
Team Flair, I've beaten every single one of those men. And when it comes
God,
to Randy and Rick and Evolution, their faction,
Evil
my
can't even
faction, the
afford a
Shield, well, we beat them
properly
twice.
suit.
So tomorrow night, it's going to be the greatest
That was such a
win
good promo.
when it comes to Team Hogan, and I'm going to lead that win. And tomorrow night, boys, all we got to do is duck and dodge those RKOs, and we'll be toasting to Team Hogan the entire flight home. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Suffering succotash.
We gotta push that guy. He's electric.
He is. He's a. Where are we at here? So he says, Brett says, "You son of a bitch! Vince McMahon told me you won't drop the belt to me, brother. I'm dropping the belt to Yokozuna. That's the deal I made." Hogan, even in his book, is like, that's not what I. I made a deal about dropping the belt to Yokozuna. I don't know anything about.
I like how Vince, as a boss, instead of like calling everybody in a room to hash it out, is like,
Just whispering in the ears.
yeah,
Whatever you hear in the next office over, disregard. I'm not in your league, and I couldn't lace your boots up. So so this must because he wrote in his book, You're not my. You're not. You said I'm not in your league. Da, 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 da. So Hulk must have said that at some point.
Yeah.
Finally, the three of us, Vince, Brett, and myself, wound up in a room.
Oh, breaking
And-
news: the JFK files have been released. Jesse will be
Jesse's excited. Finally, the truth. Can we get Jesse on to talk about just Hulk Hogan, especially now?
No, remember he's a Barry Bloom guy, so I really think
The
that
cost would be like extraordinary.
at least $5,000.
What if we rename the podcast and just to send him a link so he gets confused, like the Deep State Truth, and we
Maybe
just
partner with Jesse and get some good sugar-free gummies going or something.
There you go.
or is he old enough now? We could just send him a beginning of an episode where he hears himself talking about the Workers Club, and he's like, "Oh shit, I know these guys."
That's right. I've done business before.
Yes, the Workers Club. It's a good name.
Their checks cleared.
I mean, could you get Jesse if you
They
said,
weren't,
"Hey,
they
we
weren't
just
made out of rubber. Who said that one? The checks were made out of rubber. And
I don't
somebody's
remember.
book we read. No?
checks are made of because they bounce"?
Yeah. Might have been
Uh,
Larry Nelson. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember that, so it would have either been
I don't remember. My gut was like Al or like Mick, like somebody that's like
Might have
like
been Al.
goofy.
When he was talking about how to right, didn't he take the promoter's wife by the hair and threaten to kill her?
My God, yes, yes, yes.
Man, Al's book had so many things that you're just kind of like, huh.
yeah, yeah.
It
I mean,
was
that
just like,
shower scene will be with me until the rest of my life, unfortunately.
Him being
was-
molested by Oli and his
Yeah.
brother.
No, when he was like broken down in the shower and everybody was coming in, like,
Oh, and yeah, diddling him.
yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And he's like, "Oh, wrestling." Can
they
you
were
believe
sticking
it?
their fingers in his
Yeah,
ass
yeah.
because his back was out.
I don't want to allege who on the roster did that. How's Jesse James's SmackDown going? Is it good yet or bad or?
It sucks.
Let's see. Let's see. So he says, "Vince, didn't you tell me that they're all in the room? Hulk Hogan would drop the belt to me." And Vince says, "Brett, that's just what you thought you heard." Well, I had a feeling that Vince wasn't going to be straight up with Brett. I think Brett felt the same way. And Brett's book was written later, so even Hogan knows. He reads the room. Airplane alert. Can you hear that?
No.
Even Hogan is like, I feel like Vince is lying, maybe, and Brett knows that he's lying. Well, all Brett could do is just fume a little bit. And then Hogan says, I was fuming a little bit myself. Because everybody thought it was my decision to not drop the belt to Brett. And he said, man, that was a
Hogan is always very conscious about how he's played to the room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody says, because I went to Vince and said, I'll take the title off Yokozuna and then drop it back to Yokozuna. Everybody thinks I'm like, nah, I don't want to work with Brett. And
This is a
then Brett,
classic story of a
Yeah.
heel overcoming the odds and beating me.
and I passed the torch to him, the next big baby face. And then Brett confronted me, and he'd probably talked to the locker room, and then he was like, Vince is lying. Hulk did this. And now everybody thinks I'm a jerk.
I don't want to get in the weeds with it, but it probably should
Yeah.
have alerted Brett to the forthcoming Shawn stuff, because it's the same thing where Vince is playing two guys against each other.
Yeah, that's very true.
It is bad on Brett not to be like, wait a minute. You ever work anywhere in your life, and you pick up on the things that your boss likes or does not like, and like Brett is just like, he's my dad, so I don't know. I lost, Why do people they go, and it is a trope of like, well, Vince liked me, but Jr. didn't like me, or John Laurinaitis didn't like me. What are you talking? Like, I don't understand why they can actually lose the plot like that. Or Brett, yeah, with the Sean stuff. Like, wait a minute, hold on. I was actually in a meeting where I knew Vince lied. Well, Hogan just goes, well, I dropped the belt. I left the World Wrestling Federation. I wasn't fired, and I didn't quit. How does it even work then?
The contract simply wasn't renewed, as someone on Reddit pointed out to me the other day when I had said that Carmella was fired.
The contract simply wasn't renewed.
Correct. Completely different. So it's totally fine that they, ghosted her while she was
Is that like, yeah, when The Rock felt like he got fired when they didn't renew his contract?
yes.
The drama had just, let's see. To tell you the truth, brother, it was actually a relief to move on. The drama had just gotten out of hand. People were bashing me left and right, called me selfish for some of the things I had or hadn't done in my career. It's just nice to finally take a breather. What are we thinking? Larry, you said the wheels start to come off of this book. I think we're about to get into it here.
Yeah,
Chapters
all
3.
of these stupid short chapters.
You want to take a break or you want to keep going? Push. Let's go.
Go ahead and push.
Jet ski incident, chapter 42. Actually, his career almost ended just before WrestleMania 9. Along with my life. I got the bright idea to go jet skiing. And he's with Ed Leslie and Ellis Edwards. Who's Ellis Edwards? The stunt coordinator from Baywatch. So he'd gotten off a plane from England. And he says that he was drinking beer the entire time. A 12-hour beer buzz. Would you call drinking beers for 12 hours a beer buzz? You know,
Yeah,
the classic 12-hour beer buzz?
If they're light beers, sure.
He goes, I should have just gone home and, slept. But so this is what he's Hulk Hogan gets off a 12-hour flight. He's fucking drunk.
International flight.
And he goes, fuck, his instinct is to glance and go, Ed,
Jet skis, dude.
let's go. Come on, man. Let's go jump some waves. Both of them were more agile than I was. Let's see. The stunt coordinator, he was a small guy. In this whole book, Hogan loves being like, I was a big guy. This guy was a big weight, build. He's a small guy. Maybe 140 pounds. Ed was like a cat. Ed Leslie had a brand new Polaris ski. It had the trim tabs that kept the front end down. I'm just like, holy shit, I'm getting such a education on jet skis. Ed asked me,
life, man.
Yeah,
Living the beach life.
who here has ridden on a jet ski? Anybody?
No,
I have
never.
not. Nope.
I
Well,
have.
so you have. Okay. This reminded me of an accident. I had a similar accident to Hogan where he says, I wasn't prepared for this jet ski, and I had a similar thing with a bike. I wasn't prepared for the bike, and then I went on a ride of a lifetime that fucked me up. So Ed goes, hey, you want to give this jet ski a shot? Sure, brother. So I traded ski, and he's a jet ski and aficionado, a fan, because he keeps calling them skis. You don't call them jet skis. You just call them skis.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
So I traded skis with Ed. Well, he'd been riding it, and then they go get gas. That 12 or 14 gallons of gas in the front end made it stay down a lot more. 12 or 14? Do jet skis really take as much as like a car?
Wait, what now?
He says that they filled the jet ski
12 or 14
gas.
gallons of gas?
Yeah, I was like, that's a full car.
Yeah, that's a lot.
12, 13, 14 gallons. That's a lot for a jet ski? I don't know.
That's more than I would think, too.
I'm going to look up what Sea-Doos, what their capacity
I mean, I'm
is.
sure you can look. How many gallons does a jet ski? It's just a little thing for zipping around.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine there was a 14-gallon tank in there.
I mean, I know what I put in the gas for my car, and I'm thinking that's a lot of gas for a jet ski. You have to stand for like 4 minutes, 4 minutes. You know,
Listen, Kawasaki 310, 22-gallon tank.
Jesus.
it's wild. We're wrong. Maybe that's the speed on
these
that.
things have
Those little
shit
things.
these things do 3 miles a gallon.
They're just zipping along. That's just boom. Yeah,
They're not
wow.
practical.
Okay.
Like Colin has been furiously. He knew that already. He's like just.
Yeah, I would have never. Yeah.
And that's why you listen to the Workers Club, because you're going to find out how much gas can a jet ski.
I learned something, so.
Let's see. He
Every time I see a jet ski now, I'm like, oh, look at Richie Rich or their 22-gallon tank.
yeah, I know. Yeah, you see it on the trailer, you're
every
thinking,
day.
yeah, you have to. You're burning through this. Maybe that is the thing. You fill it with 22 gallons of gas, and then you can zip on it for, I don't know, months, I imagine, because you're only on the lake for like an hour.
It is true you're not really distance riding, but I don't know.
One guy just absolutely going from shore to shore on the lake. His wife's like, "Stop! The gas is so expensive. Why do you do that?" So he trades with Ed. They filled it with gas. I wasn't used to riding Ed's ski, so that's the tabs down. Remember the tabs?
On the ski.
Oh, I wrote on the margins. This is the Moby Dick of jet skis. You get so much information about it.
And we all know what the real story is, so this is all just a big lie,
yeah.
right?
Well, tell it. What's the real story?
That Savage punched him out because he was.
Oh, you
fucking
think
Elizabeth.
he says that's not the real story? You think that's the real story?
No.
Well, also I forgot about my life jacket. So he thinks I'm gonna go over this thing. Well, I'll just stay underwater. But then his life jacket starts bringing him up, and he goes, "Oh shit! Oh fuck!" And the jet ski hits him right in the face. It hit me on the side of the head. If it had, I would have been dead. It had center punched me right between the eyes. Center punched right between the eyes. You'd lose the word center there. It would probably have ripped the top of my skull off. But instead it hit me underneath the eyeball. Broke my orbital socket. The funny thing is, there's a rumor that I got punched in a bar fight by Randy Savage. Brother, I wish. Now I'm kind of, maybe Larry's right. Brother, I wish. Usually when somebody says that, you're lying. I wish that would have happened. But no, he got slammed in the face with a 700-pound jet ski. A Yokozuna jet ski. I actually lost consciousness. If Ellis Edwards, stunt coordinator for Baywatch, hadn't seen me and used all of his 145 pounds.
You asshole! He saved your life.
I know. He's like, this guy had to use every bit of poundage he got on him. He's such a little guy. To pull me up onto his ski, I would have been dead. When the doctors... When the doctors saw me and stitched me up, they told me I'd be crazy to wrestle. They didn't even want me getting on a plane. Well, so he goes to Las Vegas. Only problem? The athletic commissioner in Las Vegas. So Hogan
Yeah,
said...
I'm sure he's on the up and up.
Yeah, Hogan says he goes in there. He goes, I'm wearing makeup because of his bruising and all that. I said it was all just a work, a put on. A put on. And the guy believed me. I swerved the commissioner.
You really gave a shit, I'm sure.
It's like, what's up with your face? Well, by the way, what would it matter? I don't even know why it would matter. But he's like, did this really happen? It's makeup. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Listen, I believe everything Hulk says. Cause...
I will let WrestleMania continue. Good day. You will perform there. I swore to the commissioner. It was pretty painful, but I got through it. Are we good? We want to keep going?
You can do. We'll finish with
Last
Andre.
Days of the Giant.
Okay.
Okay. Last Days of the Giant. Chapter 43 in a so far 220-page book. A lot of small chapters. Andre had acromegaly.
Good job.
It's a pituitary problem. I remember in the early 90s, Andre wore those crutches that clip onto your forearms. And we're going back. We've already done it, but we're going back.
Yeah.
He's walking around with them. Hogan's going, it's breaking my heart. God, look at this guy. He's just in pain. He's drenched in sweat like me. Covered from head to toe in sweat. Oh, God. This poor bastard. The worse he got, the more he drank. You could tell because he smelled of alcohol and he was always unhappy. And then you talk to him and he'd be like, I'm in pain.
Oh, it hurts.
Well, finally he passed away in January 1993. World lost the title.
Just days after Hogan slammed him.
Yeah. This is literally the Last Days of the Giant, chapter 43, and this is what I'm talking about. It's 1 page long. Maybe not even. The world lost a titan, I lost a friend. And I wrote, because I was like, what is this chapter? This is just such a nut. Like, I wrote, you're not obligated to speak on every, like, you don't have to. What brought this on for him to be like, oh, I should talk about Andre's death?
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like you have to because of the history between them. I mean, I remember Andre dying, like, my parents, like, my mom, like, especially, does not care for wrestling, and, like,
Yeah.
I remember, like, it being a shocking thing, which...
Wow. I
with
did
my
not
parents
have that.
reaction. Yeah.
I think I had to, like, is he still alive? Oh, he's dead. And it
I don't know
would
why
have
it was shocking. Yeah, he was out of the public spotlight for years, but I don't know. I remember it being one of those events where you kind of remember it being a thing.
He was at WCW.
Well, he was in
92.
UWF. Yeah. I don't think my parents are watching him work with Baba in Japan, though. So.
Do we want to do another page chapter, turning 40 with the 50s? I'll warn you, my page looks like this.
Oh, no. No, I think Andre did a Clash of the Champions in 92.
Oh, that when they were doing the Legends.
Yes.
Let's do it. Gussie, are we good? Do you
Yeah,
need
I've got to be out in 15, but
it? We can do it. Turning 40 with the 50s, chapter 44. It's August 1993. My wife surprised me with a 40th birthday party. It was at the Rockaway Grill. a 50s diner style restaurant in Tampa. And I shared a link with you guys, and that does not really look like 50s themed, but okay. If it's the same one,
Maybe they updated it.
they might have been like, you know what? Let's just go
The
with.
50s thing is played out.
Well, to add to the vibe, the Auto Club had parked maybe 20 57 Chevys around the building. But one of the decorations inside was a miniature prototype of the All Sports Cafe, a place that would eventually open in Midtown Manhattan and other locations. Robert Earl, the president of Planet Hollywood, another plane, he was there. He's trying to show Hulk Hogan the concept. He had pictures of me posing in the prototype, and what the All Star Cafe was going to be the sports version of Planet Hollywood. I have the list of, because Hulk goes, I didn't invest, and I have the list of investors. If I can find it here. Whoa. Rock comes from Hollywood. Oh, hold on. I know I can find this
Did
quickly.
Wayne Gretzky put money into this?
Yes. Here.
Okay.
Wayne. Gret. There it is. Oh.
Oh,
no.
Joe Montana. I got them all.
Yep.
Shaq.
Yep.
Ken Griffey Jr., Andre Agassi, and Monica Seles.
Yes. So keep that in mind. And it did last, I don't know, a fair amount of time for a chain, a gimmick restaurant. Lasted longer than I thought. I think it closed after 2001.
12 years.
That's long. That's long for a gimmick.
But it went into bankruptcy just 4 years after it started.
Uh-oh. Well, I didn't end up joining Earl in this new venture. It just seemed like a risky business to put my name on. He's looking at Planet Hollywood. There's no way, right? Hogan himself, there's no way he thinks this is risky. Robert Earl's telling him about the sports stars. He's a part of it. He thinks about Planet Hollywood, his old friend Sylvester. Here's what it is. My lawyer, Henry Holmes, advised against it. Well, all his friends in the wrestling business were at the Rockaway Grill too. So naturally, there's a lot of gossip flying around because wrestlers are catty bitches. Whenever you leave a place, people tell tales about you. People were dumping on me now, Bret. I wasn't a team player. I wasn't a good wrestler. I didn't talk to people backstage. Basically, I was an asshole. It was like a bunch of women bitching in a beauty parlor. So here's his list of people why he might not talk to you backstage. So this hurts him. And it's a Hogan list.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I had an argument with my wife. Maybe my son got ran over by a car.
It'd be more likely Nick's running somebody over in a car, but go on.
And I wrote, yikes. Prophetic. There. He's getting real close to, like, when he was like, that's my biggest mistake in my life. Or maybe, it's a Hogan list, so you gotta go real strong. Maybe, oh shit, I lost it. Oh shit, where is it? Maybe I had yellow ganja leprosy coming out of my butt. Yellow ganja leprosy
That's a new one to me.
coming out of my butt. And he doesn't say "at," he says my butt. I didn't even Google. Should we Google real quick?
I'm good.
Yellow
No, that's not a thing.
ganja
He's
leprosy.
using his weird carny words.
A historical. This is the first result. The National Institute of Health. A historical study on the origins of leprosy.
No.
So he's just making it up. Okay, and then he says this thing. Okay, but I didn't say hello to somebody one time, so I'm an asshole. The only bit of gossip that really interested me was the stuff about Vince McMahon. He was saying he was really unhappy with me. Well, one of the guys there was Davey Boy Smith. He was saying how much he hated Vince McMahon because Vince had screwed him over. He was going to kick Vince's ass first chance he got. Then other wrestlers were going, yeah, we want a piece of Vince too. Well, who should surprise us by walking into the party but Vince McMahon? And he does put a question mark. And I don't know if that's Hulk or Michael Jan. But I said, are you asking me? Like, why are you writing this? Like, who should what? Vince McMahon? No, it should be period. Not question mark. I don't know. He was wearing an Elvis type leather suit. Which, there's no way everybody's dressed. He didn't say it was 50s. He said it was like 50s themed for the 40th.
Was Linda in a poodle skirt?
That's what I'm saying.
saddle
Like,
shoes?
what's happening? Where he does not mention that it's costumed. He's wearing an Elvis type leather suit, and his wife Linda was dressed 50s styles too, which they're. So Linda's in a poodle. She's dressed as a what was in the Grease? He's dressed as a
Pink
T-bird,
ladies.
and
Yeah.
she's the Pink Ladies. Vince loves Grease Lightning. There's no way he does not love that song and doing this. That's his move. Yeah, that's his thing. The thumb thing. That's Grease
I
Lightning.
bet Vince has never seen Grease.
No, come on, he does the thing. He goes heading down the. Just picture when he does this thing. He's thinking heading down the thunder track. Grease Lightning, go Grease Lightning.
I mean, that is Vince's era, like that he grew up, so he would identify with it for sure.
I would love to know what movies have you seen. And he was like Grease Lightning is like number one.
Grease Lightning. I like that. That's what you call it. That's what Vince would call it.
Oh, it's called Grease. It is Grease Lightning. That movie, Grease Lightning.
I need to see the entire list of movies Vince has seen.
Oh, jeez.
Austin Powers is one.
Yes,
He went through
that's
that.
that's one. I can't believe. Oh.
He got into AC/DC in '98. Now he loves them.
Hogan's okay. So Hogan thinks. Keep thinking about what Vince would know. I want to stay on that. Hogan thinks. I remember thinking. He says. I remember thinking. That's nice of them to show up. Vince was cool. He fit right in. All these big tough guy wrestlers who said they wanted to beat him up. Well, they lost their nerve. They didn't say a word to him. I thought it was pretty humorous. And then he adds that Vince will fight you. Hogan says, look, I'm a guy who might say, look, I'm going to kick your ass if you don't show up. Back up. And then if you back up, nothing about it. But if Vince is going to fight you, he's not going to back down. So, and then Hogan goes back in. It's just kind of funny how all that went down.
Cool.
Yeah, I wrote, yucky. This, I know it's 2003, but this thing of like, and then Vince fucking, look at these fucking guys. I was like, this fucking guy hates you probably deep down. We're going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Because yes, then it's Thunder in Paradise is after that. Hell yeah. Anything else?
At the menu. I'm looking at the menu for the Rockaway.
Yes.
The Rocktopus.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Beach Crab Rangoon. General Antonio Scallops.
Good old General Antonio.
Yeah. All right.
Was it the same menu? Oh God! Can
No,
we get?
I don't.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I will reach out. I'm being honest right now. I'm going to try and find a way to reach Barry Bloom about a Hulk Hogan interview
Or Jesse.
because I think it's so outlandish.
Or Kenny Omega.
Why? Because of the Mick Foley. it was because of the Mick Foley thing. I honestly thought that Mick kind of told him, "I'll take anything," and then we would, and I would feel bad, and I didn't want to feel bad, and so the Jesse thing too. I don't think he'll do anything. But yes, because of Hulk Hogan, I think maybe if I craft the right thing, we could trick him.
You are good at that, so I'm not going to doubt you up front.
I will say though, I mean the Vince Russo thing. I never checked again the email that I set up for that. Him, because I was like, I told myself check in 2 months to see if he replies back. Actually, it's 100 or something like really, just because originally I said, "Hey, I'd like you to be on this show. How much is your time?"
$50.
It was $150 an hour.
Okay.
And I was like, no. Not for a bit. Although, now I kind of like, maybe for a bit. Well, I wanted to do the whole thing. And then by that time, Halloween had passed. And I was like, so I'm just a guy that comes in on a... Then I was like, I got to come up with a premise. And I was like, God, but we don't... Yes, we could put it on YouTube. That would be good. But then would he be mad? Then we're fighting him like, don't put that on YouTube.
It makes us look like assholes when that's not.
So I never responded, but I told myself, hey, in 2 months, go back to see if he said, it's lower. But I haven't checked. But I don't know. Barry Bloom, does he? I mean, what does he do for Hulk? Is he really representing Hulk Hogan? There's no way.
No, I bet you can go. There's got to be like some lower level people.
I feel like I could call the bar he owns and then just like give like...
You'll get Ron Howard on the phone first. Have you heard about him?
Is he a guest? Because I know
he's the general manager there. He's a MAGA conspiracy theorist guy.
Yes,
many people have talked about their interactions with him.
And this is
Ron Howard, the director.
No. Oh, I thought you were talking about Clint.
No,
I think Clint has gone off the deep end, but I don't want to speak out of turn.
No, but Hogan's got a guy running that shop who's a weirdo. Like he'll lie about the merch, say like that's the actual belt that Hogan spray painted NWO. That they're selling for $150.
I like
and
that.
then
when
he will try to corner you about some conspiracy theories as well.
I'm telling you, once I get this out of my system, we're going.
Shit. I know. Now I'm regretting. I wrote when I was in Florida. I wrote in the Discord. There's no way he's there. Like, I had an idea of him that he wasn't that sad, and then a post came through that was yes. A post came through. It's like I'm here. I was like on a regular, just Monday or two, whatever. It was just a random ass weekday.
Yeah,
like
that DUI from Nick Tini stopped all that. Remember, he used to cut a promo every Monday. Promoting karaoke.
Oh,
yeah. He was doing that like last year. Like every week, it was him and Nick was doing like a Hulk impression, and Nick was all gassed up. And that stopped when Nick got that DUI last year.
I can believe it. And then my wife turned to me and was like, "Do you regret that we didn't stop by because we could have like?" And I was like, "No, it's sad. I don't regret that. No. Why would I want to? What am I gonna do? Like, I'm not a guy that walk up to him. And if he did, I don't even know what I would say. Like, I'm here for the I'm being ironic right now. Look at me. I'm not like I have my wife with me. Like, this isn't a sad thing.
I'll have like an idea. Like, I want it. Like Hogan was here in Cleveland. Remember, he hit that woman with the beer can who's now suing him. I'm like, I'm going to go to that. And then the day comes, I'm like, what? I don't want to be anywhere near these people. What am I thinking? So I regress there, too.
I know.
That is a problem. Like, what the fuck else am I going to do in Tampa? Like,
you know what we did? We
ran a couple skis.
No, we didn't rent any skis. We ended up at a bar where they were like, try our signature shot. It was like the pink pussy. It was some insane, like the ultimate pink pussy. It was, and then of course, right I'm thinking, oh, that's, whatever. I move on. I order my Heineken or whatever. And then my wife goes, I'll have that. And then I'm going, oh, really? You're going to have that? She's like, I want to see what it tastes like. I'm going, always surprises me. Never know what's going on. I'm like Hogan. I'm always confused. I never know what's up. I wanted to ask the bartenders, though, about Hogan. Like, I feel like seeing the shot list up there and your signature drink. Feel like you'd be on here. This place is close to the beach. But I just he has to make. That's Ric Flair that makes the rounds.
Yeah.
Now I wish I would have been at that. What is it, the Pearl or something like that? now that I know, I'm like, God damn!
You gotta
go
get
to the
Ric
Pearl.
Flair shit face. That I would have some drinks with Flair. That was gonna happen.
I'm going to get him to knife edge shot me. That's.
I mean, but you saw the pictures of him. He's like, there's pictures of him outside the Pearl, like face down on like the corner, or like not looking good. At least I don't know about face down, but I don't know. I feel like that's elder abuse. If you go to Ric Flair and like, let's do a shot, that's elder abuse. You should be ashamed.
Who's the guy who died during Gladiator? Oliver Reed. He's gonna die like Oliver Reed. Where it's challenged to a drinking contest.
I mean, wouldn't you feel bad, or would you feel cool that you're like, I killed Ric Flair? You feel bad, right? Or it's not your fault. My God.
Yeah, it's like the Undertaker fucking up all the
Cool. I
time.
think it's cool.
I've never.
Yeah,
all of a
that'd
sudden,
be
my
cool.
heart started getting warm. I was like, "Is this my calling? Am I supposed to go down to Tampa?"
Listen, if you drink the 16-time champion under the table,
I started thinking, I was like, "Oh, it all makes sense now. Why I have this tolerance? It'll be like the CM Punk thing, but in Indiana Jones when the one guy falls under the table. Remember how I was in that one CM Punk the episode where I was challenging CM Punk to fight? Okay, but it's that. But I'm saying that, but then Ric Flair dies right after I'm saying I could beat up Phil Brooks. He's like, he did it. He's totally still having a conversation.
All right.
The last thing that Ric Flair hears is me going, that guy couldn't even last a minute. I mean, he was playing defense the whole time.
All right.
Gus is like looking, look, just leave. It's fine.
I'm looking at the clock. All right, I gotta bounce.
Okay. I love everybody here. Bye.